What's going on, everyone? I'm the Detail Dad, and on today's episode, we're going to be detailing a 2020 Kia Telluride. This particular detail was a tough one. We got some good commentary. Let's get started.
All right, so before we get started, unfortunately, I got to let everyone know that we did not get any exterior footage of the vehicle. Unfortunately, what should have been an incredibly easy detail for us wound up being one of the more difficult details we've had in quite some time. This is a repeat customer of mine. I've done the vehicle before. I was actually the person that did the vehicle in the last detail. So it should have been a quick, easy in and out. Take care of some pet hair, things of that nature, and just move along. However, Mother Nature had some different, she had something different in store for us today as we fought some bad weather, which made it almost impossible to get any footage of the exterior. Made doing the interior even a little difficult, as I wasn't unable to have the doors open on the vehicle while I did most of the interior of the vehicle. So it made it a little challenging, but we still got it done. The customer is still happy. It's a repeat customer of mine, and any mobile detailer will tell you how important those customers are to you. So this is one of the reasons why we work so hard to get these details done. Just to ensure that we maintain that relationship and we know that the customer is going to return. So as you see here, we're using our vacuum attachment or our vacuum brush attachment along with our vacuum and just a stiff bristle brush to go ahead and get the dog hair out of this particular carpet. A lot of people would use a drill brush in this particular instance. However, the fibers on this carpet are very, very short, and I felt that if I used a drill brush, I had an opportunity of actually damaging the carpet. So I went ahead and skipped that portion. We went ahead and used just a fine bristle brush on my vacuum attachment, along with a stiff bristle brush, where we're only using the actual edge of the brush to kind of pull the dog hair out of the carpet fibers, lift it up, and suck it back into the vacuum. You're going to see a trend in this video, and it's the fact that I love my brush vacuum attachment. I use it on pretty much all of my interiors. I really don't see a lot of detailers use this particular attachment. I love it because it allows me to brush the carpets and vacuum at the same time. Mobile detailers, time is money for us, and the more efficient I can be in my details, the better it is for me. So I have a few different attachments that I use on my vacuum with different brushes that I can use to kind of fly through this type of stuff. I still definitely use a drill brush when it comes to really, really bad interiors, but this is a brand new vehicle. The carpets are not that bad. So you use the tool that you need for the job at hand. Car companies have gotten really awesome with their packaging over the last 20 years, and this is another indication of that. This little seating compartment back here, I'm sure the customer thought they pulled everything out of the vehicle. I looked at the vehicle when I first took it from the customer, and I thought they pulled everything out. However, as you can see here, we found a sweatshirt and looks like a jacket in the backpack here. We're going to go get our detail brush now and get into all the little cracks and crevices back here to make sure we don't miss any dirt or any dust back there. Moving into the back seat, and the carpet on the back of the back seat is actually a little bit better than the back of the carpet of the third row. And I would expect that because you actually have people sitting in the third row that their knees are going to be touching the back of the back seat, so it figures that they would put better carpet back there. Makes it a lot easier to just go ahead and suck the hair out of the carpet versus having to brush it out. At this point in time, this is really when the weather starts turning bad on us for the first time. You're going to see some water starting to kind of accumulate on the side of the seat, and I'll look outside to realize that it's starting to rain. So we're going to go ahead and just continue working our way through the vehicle with the vacuum, picking up all the loose dirt and debris, all the dog hair, etc. that we find inside the vehicle. Once again, this particular customer is a repeat customer of mine. We try to devise a plan to make sure that we did the best we could to get the best of the weather. Unfortunately, the weather got the best of us. The customer was going out of town, and I could definitely tell that he wanted the vehicle clean whenever he went out of town. So I did my due diligence to make sure that we got this vehicle clean to the customer. And for most people, it's a confidence booster. Anytime I talk to any of my customers, they usually tell me that they love driving a clean car. So I know for myself it is. I feel a sense of joy whenever I drive my car and it's clean. And I think most of my customers do as well. So I really get a kick out of that. It's one of the things that drives me as a detailer. So throughout most of these shots, I can guarantee you that my back is probably getting wet. Use our detail brush once again to any of those cracks and crevices, followed up with our vacuum, and then we're going to go through once again with our vacuum brush attachment to prick up any of the last remaining pieces of dirt and debris. Our vacuum brush attachment is great to getting just small pieces of like lint and just a little bit of dirt and stuff in between from the AC vents. Dog hair is definitely the name of the game on this detail. Tons of dog hair throughout the vehicle. Once again, thankfully, I have detailed this vehicle in the past, so I know that there wasn't going to be a ton of dog hair. This is one of those instances where the customer, typically I charge my customers extra for dog hair removal. However, it's a repeat detail. I've done this vehicle before. So this is one of those instances where I made the decision not to charge the customer for the dog hair removal because I know I'm going to see the customer again, and that repeat business is more important to me than just charging an extra few bucks for a dog hair removal. I'm going to do that extra service. I'm going to make sure I lock that detail down for the future. As I said again, that repeat business is incredibly important to your business. One of the more important things I want to mention during this segment of the video is that before vacuuming the carpets, I actually blew this area off with my blower to make sure that I blew out any rocks and stuff like that. And then also, before putting the carpets back in the vehicle, I actually shake them off and brush the back of them off as well before putting them back in the car, so that I make sure I'm not introducing any rocks and stuff into the vehicle when I put them back in. There are typically two products I use in all my interiors, and that's the 303 Aerospace Protectant and Optimum Polymer Technologies Leather Protectant. Both products are incredibly awesome products. They offer great UV protection. They both smell incredibly nice. The Optimum Polymer Technologies Leather Protectant is probably the stuff that, for me, smells the closest to a brand new car than any other product I've tested in the many years that I've been detailing vehicles. So that's one of my favorites. The 303 Aerospace is great. I love the finish it leaves on the vehicle. So you know, just really depends on which one I feel like using that particular day. I really don't like one over the other. I like them both pretty equally. You're gonna notice that the windows are incredibly foggy. There's a lot of water on the windows as well on the exterior, and that's because it just finished raining and I am scurrying to get this vehicle done for the customer. Get ahead and wipe these pedals down. Before I move to the back seat, I'm going to go ahead and actually change my microfiber towel. At this point, if I've gotten any rocks or anything like that on the towel that might have been introduced from the pedals, I don't want to be rubbing that stuff into the back seats and possibly scratch the leather or the plastic backing on the seat. So I went ahead and changed my microfiber towel out, went ahead and sprayed some more 303 Aerospace Protectant on the back of this towel, and went back to town on this interior. So before we go ahead and wrap up this detail, I wanted to leave with just some closing remarks in stating that this particular, detail was difficult, it was tough. This detail definitely reminded me that this business is not for the faint at heart. It is going to be challenging at times. The weather's going to challenge you more than anything, more than your customers, more than the vehicles. The weather's probably going to be your biggest challenge in this industry. Doing this in Florida, we fight the rain a lot. We fight the heat. On this particular day, it happened to be cold, wind, and rain that I fought. But we got the detail done. We got it done for the customer. They were happy, and we know that we locked down that detail for the following month. So all in all, this detail was a tremendous success, regardless of all the the setbacks that we had with the weather. You gotta stay positive. You gotta keep your eye on the prize, because if you don't, this is one of those particular jobs and industries that you can get beat down and get down on yourself pretty quickly because it can be challenging. So you got to know how to overcome, adapt, and still get the work done and make sure that you lock down that repeat business. So I'd like to thank you again for stopping by Detail Dad. If you like what you saw and heard today, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notified anytime we drop new content. Give me a thumbs up and leave me some love in the comment section. Thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.